Great. Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Sam Silvey. I'm the founder of Aesthetic Marketing Partners. Thanks for joining our webinar today. We've got a little bit of an intro here, so I'll go ahead and get started. Some people might be joining us, of course, or watching this at a later date. But we'll be sending out a webinar replay after this, so in case you miss it, you can obviously get that and watch it there. If you stick around to the end, we also have some free offers. Have a checklist that you can download for growing digital marketing yourself. And also you can schedule a free consultation with me as well. And we'll go over all that at the end of the presentation. So the plan for this session, we want to set clear goals, help you set clear goals and targets for the year. We want to realign your KPIs and tracking to achieve outcomes. I want to help map out your plan for accomplishment, including looking at the budget, your marketing channels that you're using, and also important trends right now in the industry. And hopefully this will help set you up for massive success in 2024 and beyond. So who am I and why should you listen to me? So I've personally worked in virtually every aspect of marketing advertising since 2007. My background is personally computer science, but I've worked in every part that we currently focus on as an agency. I founded and owned an award-winning full-service marketing ad agency since 2012 called Spectrus, which I still own. But while owning Spectrus in 2019, I had a plastic surgery group come to me, and we spent 3 years growing them from 1 location to 5 locations. During that, I learned what works great for practices, and then what is not really necessary doesn't move the needle. And it inspired me to start Aesthetic Marketing Partners, where I can bring this knowledge to other practices around the country. So our mission, this is a lofty one, but is to triple appointments and patients of 1,000 aesthetic practices over the next 10 years. Super lofty, but we got to aim our targets high. So let's dive into the 2024 digital marketing plan for aesthetic practices. So number 1, let's talk about setting clear goals for your practice. So Brian Tracy said, success is goals and all else is commentary. When we think about the current snapshot and what metrics are important to you, of course, average monthly revenue, that's a great thing to keep track of. Typical amount of patients per month, this is very valuable. But then when we dive into these other key metrics, maybe some haven't thought about, like average patient value, that's pretty common sense. Your average conversion rate from your advertising or inbound leads. A lot of practices that we see aren't monitoring this metric. It's very valuable, especially for helping you identify what your advertising budget should be. The number of rooms in your practice. Now, this seems common sense, but it sets up the next metric of average revenue per hour per room. This is something that we discussed last year during a podcast interview with Janice Sneed of VIPL. And ideally, we'll go over this a little bit later, but you need to be north of $750 per hour per room to really maximize your profitability. And then finally, the cost per lead. This is something that's going to help drive your marketing and advertising and really get that fine-tuned to get you the best reach possible. So long-term vision looking at 2025, what annual revenue are you wanting to hit? How would you like to start 2025? What are the number of patients that you want to see each month or on a yearly goal? And then why? This one to me feels kind of cheesy, but I had to put it in here because the more business coaches, sales coaching books that I read on this, I've noticed a lot of them are talking about the why. You may have heard this come up as well, but why do you want to grow? Why do you want your practice to be larger? Is it for you personally, for your family, for your employees' family? Do you want to be able to give back? Having these sort of things documented, written down, really help that long-term vision and can help it become more achievable. So how many leads will you need monthly to get there? Now, this can be a challenging one, and a lot of the practices that I've talked to, every week, I hear that they don't really have this number. So I just put down random numbers, but let's say your annual revenue goal or target is $2 million revenue. So that means monthly you're going to be shooting for $166,000 and change per month. Let's say an average patient value for yours is $750. For Medspas, this could be accurate. Dermatology, it could be accurate. Of course, plastic cosmetic surgery will be higher than that, but we'll use that just for an average for this chart. That means you'll need 222 patients every month to hit that $2 million a year revenue goal. So step 2, when we discuss number of leads required to hit the target, we have to take into consideration how many leads do you actually need. If you have a 55% close rate for callers or leads that come into your practice, that means you need 344 leads each month to hit that target of $2 million revenue. So on to your marketing strategy. So during this, we've got this graphic here where we cover the accelerated growth model. We've broken this into 3 areas with subcategories under it. So drive leads, maximize conversion, and optimize results. For driving leads, organic SEO is the first one that we're going to talk about. Now, I've got to say that this webinar is one of my most challenging that I do all year because it has to be an overview of everything for 2024, which makes it challenging to dive into the weeds on each one of these. Later in the year, in the upcoming months, I'll be going over in-depth SEO and how to build that for your practice. But I want to give a general overview today. This could be, whole classes in college taught on SEO alone, and spend a whole semester talking about it. It's a massive topic. But to break it down, we have on-page SEO. And this is pages, of course, for each service in your website, the main cities you want to service. Optimizing those titles, the H1 tags, your URL structure, even the images and the alt tags, alt metadata. That's going to help educate the search engines as to who you are as a business, who your target demographic is, and where you're selling to. Also, having unique content for all pages. This is crucial, especially with the algorithm updates that came out last year. You'll hear me mention this multiple times throughout this. If you listen to any other, digital marketing experts, especially if they ever deal with SEO, that update for AI, that algorithm update was massive last year, still going through updates. And one thing we know for sure, you have to have unique content for all pages. And ideally, it needs to be written to where a 5th grader can understand it. That's part of the update, mainly because AI has flooded the market with tons of content, and they're looking for ways to make sure it's credible content. Google My Business has become a very powerful tool, also referred to as Google Business Profile. So you want to make sure that it's claimed and that you optimize your Maps listing. We'll go over some more features as we go through this of Google Business Listing. But there's all kinds of options you can set up in there, making sure you have the correct business category, correct business subcategories. You can now offer online scheduling right through your Google Business Profile, live chats, articles can be posted there. A lot of powerful tools that as Google sees businesses claiming and optimizing their listings, they're actually prone to return those in the Google Map results. You can use platforms such as Yext and other citation management platforms to increase the amount of citations linking back to your business. A citation could be Yelp, Yellow Pages, LinkedIn, Bing, Google, and the list keeps going. There's hundreds of them out there. Very powerful to have a lot of citations linking back to your practice with the correct name, address, phone number. You want to add to major data aggregators. This also helps with citations. And then put a system in place for driving online reviews. So we'll go into this a little bit further into this webinar, but driving online reviews is very important. I've seen a lot of practices are doing that pretty well now, but we'll talk about some options here to help you get even more reviews. And then add new citations on an ongoing basis. There's always new citation sites popping up. The more directories and citations that you can be listed in with accurate information, the more authority that your business will have in an online presence. Then ongoing content. This is absolute must for SEO. So you're going to be pushing new blog posts out every month, ideally at least 2 per month, and then syndicating that through a signal engine of some kind. This is one part of our secret sauce, proven process, whatever you want to call it. Everyone kind of has their own. But we have a signal engine that we use that basically we write press releases for the company. We link back to those blog posts. We link to Google reviews, Google Map embeds, and generate all of these signals, send it out to 35 to 60 different news sites every month. And that starts building more signals for that business. In case you're not familiar, a signal is what helps Google understand and make sure you have expertise, experience, authority, and trust. These 4 is how Google basically examines a business to make sure that they truly have authority, they truly can be trusted, and then that shows where they should be returned in search engines. One little tidbit here that a lot of people don't realize from last year's update in Google's algorithm is they added expertise. So before it was just called EAT, was the acronym for the algorithm. And if you're curious in this, we actually have a webinar you can watch on our website from last year where we go over to Google Maps optimization. And I go more in depth in this, but expertise is a new one because AI came out and AI flooded the market for all kinds of businesses and practices with tons of blog posts. Well, now they've to help identify which ones are really should earn the trust of Google users coming to their site to search. They want to see the expertise of the person that's writing the article. So it's very important to have the article have an author, have that author page on your site. Ideally, be one of your main practitioners, doctors, whoever from the business. And you need to list their board certifications if they have them, different accreditations, links to a LinkedIn profile. All that can help build that expertise and build the signals for Google. Multiple do follow links back to the client's website, Google My Business listing, and internal pages on the client site. That's part of that signal sharing I mentioned earlier. Multiple map embeds that you can get from your Google My Business listing is the best way to do that. Embedding on your site is very powerful as well. And then fresh content on your site each month. So just some random data here. Out of all leads, roughly 65% come from organic as that organic starts to grow. We say 6 to 12 months to start seeing the growth from organic SEO. Some we've seen quicker than that in the first couple of months. But definitely don't overlook organic SEO. I know it's one of those words that has, leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because they hear SEO all the time and like, I don't trust anyone that says SEO, but it's something very powerful that you can't overlook. Paid search. So this is going to be, again, this is a challenging webinar for me to do because we have to quickly dive in and out each section. This is a whole nother webinar in itself, just talking about paid search. But basically our foundation is organic SEO. It's a long-term investment. The more you invest in that and the longer time that goes by where you're continually investing in that, that will be your foundation for returning that Google Maps listing. 44% of all clicks on the homepage of Google now come through the Google Maps listing. Google search ads are next. Google search ads, of course, pay-per-click ads. That's next to get those potential patients that are researching in their area practices for services they need. Once they visit your website, we start looking at retargeting, free marketing ads. They're, of course, Google remarketing ads. I'm not as big a fan of those. We use AdRoll primarily for our clients, and that seems to do a much better job of following them around the internet and showing them ads, upcoming campaigns, discounts, that sort of thing. Then finally, at the top of the pyramid, we have social ads. I'm sure you all are bombarded with all kinds of companies every morning with phone calls, emails, and texts trying to sell you social ads. It's a shame that it leaves a negative connotation in pretty much every practice that I talked to. I had one this morning I talked with, and they have a bad taste in their mouth from bad interactions with a lot of fly-by-night agencies. However, you can see great results out of social ads, especially Facebook and Instagram ads. For aesthetic practices, it's very valuable. You can, of course, do those in a very good way. And then you can also just open it up to Facebook and Instagram and blast it out to anyone, and you just see your dollars disappear. There's ways to target those. Remarketing is one of them, meaning that once they visit your website, you're only showing your ads to those people that visit your website, making it more of a accurate advertisement, offering a campaign upcoming month, something like that. So quickly, I want to touch on why most pay-per-click campaigns fail. So one suggestion is that, well, I should say most are only set up with one ad group for all services. So they're going to blend in fillers and toxins and lasers, hair removal, breast augmentation, dermaplaning, facelift. And it's going to be all these keywords in one search campaign. And obviously those all need different campaigns and need different ad groups. So that way, if someone's searching for fillers, they're only going to see search ads for fillers. You also want to make sure that when they land on the landing page for that ad, that if they were searching for fillers, that was a keyword that they put in, showed your ad on Google, they clicked on that, and then it opened up a page on your site. It needs to say fillers, and ideally some sort of offer, special offer, claim this offer, have an easy to use contact form right there to get the lead, maybe a live chat, phone number to dial. If they land on that page and it talks about breast augmentation or hair removal, you're going to lose that person. And not only that, you're going to lose the amount that you spent on the Google ad. So make sure you have a strong call to action or an offer on the landing page to increase that conversion rate. Also, another thing to mention here is definitely need to have some sort of analytics dashboard programs. There's all kinds out there. For our clients, we set up agency analytics and we pull in integrations from Google Ads, Google Business Profile, Facebook, Instagram ads, go high level, organic SEO, and then help them actually show an ROI, a proven ROI through this. Helps us review every month with our clients what's working, what's not working, areas for improvement. Definitely have to have a dashboard of some kind to pull in all this data to help you understand what's working and what's not working. Next up is going to be database. Really database re-engagement. So what I mean by this, really two things. One, monthly emails is so cheap and easy to do. We use a Go High Level CRM, HIPAA compliant. I'm sure most of you out there have been pitched Go High Level at this point. It's a very powerful tool. There's also MailChimp we've used in the past, Constant Contact, HubSpot, the list goes on. But overall, email is still one of the cheapest, most powerful ways to get your previous customers, or sometimes people buy a list, which can work, but definitely for previous customers, get them back into your business. Is it time to re-up your Botox, time to re-up your fillers, whatever it may be. Also with database re-engagement, text messaging, obviously, imagine most of you are getting tons of text messages from agencies like mine from all over the world. They can be very powerful, especially if someone opts into that text message. Having a platform that you can send out an email, follow up with a text message, it's a very powerful tool to rely on. So for text messages, open rates. For text, 89% of consumers say they prefer texting with businesses over any other mode of communication. And according to a study by InsideSales.com, 35 to 50% of sales go to the vendor that responds first. That's extremely important these days. We know that consumer credit card debt's now north of 1.7 trillion in the United States. And the amount of potential patients you have to pull from is getting more and more limited. At the same time, Medspas have blown up across the United States. They're everywhere. I'm sure you all are feeling that pressure. So it's very important to respond first to anyone that calls. If you have a missed call, a lead that comes through a contact form, a lead that comes through a text message or a live chat, with 35 to 50% sales going to that first vendor or the vendor that responds first, you have to have that automated. And then for email open rates, like we mentioned, it's still one of the cheapest ways to reach your audience. The average open rate among many industries around 21.3%, and then the click rate is 2.6%. Just some random facts for you as you're sending out emails. You've got some numbers to actually target. All right, so we have this traffic light here. So in case anyone has any questions, we can pause for a second, answer any questions you may have. There's a Q&A box that you can actually use in your Zoom window. If you have any, feel free to ask those. And then Nicole here can always let me know when we'll go through those questions and I'll answer them the best I can. But we'll stop at each of these sections. So if you have any questions, feel free to chime in. So next up, we're going to talk about maximizing conversions. First off, it's going to be website conversions. Now, again, we have a whole webinar on maximizing website conversions, but here's kind of the top 12 to get us started to make sure that you're, really making sure that traffic comes to your website is converting. So we want to speak to your target avatar. We want to understand what their fears and frustrations are and why should they choose you. The second one, to me, being real, is a very important fact that a lot of practices miss. You need to use authentic images of your team on the homepage and throughout the website. Authentic videos, multimedia elements to engage with different modalities. So behind the scenes, have your different practitioners or doctors talking about the services and have a video they can watch. Most practices don't do this because either they're camera shy, they don't have the time. However, with everyone researching online to figure out the best practices to work with, having authentic real images and not just stock imagery or stock video that comes from maybe one of your laser providers, it just doesn't sell as well as authentic does. You also want to leverage social proof. So showcasing your online reviews prominently on the homepage is a great way to build that trust. There are platforms out there like Birdeye, Podium, ReviewBuzz, probably a lot of the CRMs that you're using can do the same sort of thing as well. Getting the basics in order. Now, this is one that probably seems very common sense, but every week I'm looking at all kinds of practices that are coming in for audits, and I'm noticing they don't have the phone number in the upper right-hand corner. This is where most consumers tend to look for the phone number, that or in the footer. It needs to be click to dial for mobile, so that way you can easily get in touch with someone at your practice when they're ready to do that. Ensure that there's a web form for customers can fill out, especially on pages that are being driving traffic from Facebook, Instagram ads, Google ads, something like that. Make sure there's a web form customers can fill out. And ideally something that's easy and quick to fill out. You don't want to make it overcomplicated because that can lower your conversion rate. I mean, you can add credibility with authority symbols like Better Business Bureau, board certifications, partnerships, that sort of thing. Definitely helps build that trust. Ensure you have clear calls to action on each page that speak to your customer avatar. Tell them exactly what to do next. This is one that's also overlooked. You'll have a beautiful page that goes up talking about one of your services, but you don't really break down a clear call to action. Like, do you need this service? You want to talk to someone, need a consultation? Make it very easy for them to get a hold of you and then schedule a consultation or whatever your next step may be. Use special offers and coupons that match the service they're in need of. This is especially important if you're advertising Facebook and Instagram, Google ads. Definitely want to have this. Make sure your website is mobile optimized with the easy click to call function. Very important. And also make sure that the site speed on mobile. That is very important. Leverage live chat where if all possible. So if you're using a CRM right now, they more than likely have a live chat. We have one that we funnel through Go High Level that works great. There's also a lot of AI that's coming out for live chat that's still testing. We're testing it currently. Definitely something that's great to leverage. Start giving clients the option to book online. This can get challenging depending on what type of practice you are, what CRM you're using. However, whenever you have that option, it's definitely something that we know is valuable. In fact, they've now added the ability in Google Business Profile to schedule right from Google Business Profile without having to go to the website. So definitely start researching that, figuring out if your electronic health record management system offers that, or if your CRM offers that. Definitely a great opportunity to get people in your door easily. I already mentioned the site speed. Of course, it matters for desktop. Typically we push for 90 or above on Google page speed. There's a free test that you can do. Go to Google, type in Google page speed. It'll bring up a site. You put in your URL, excuse me, and it will give you mobile and desktop website speed. So how quickly it loads. For desktop, you want to see north of 90 out of 100. And then for mobile, you want to see north of 80. Mobile is going to be potentially a little bit slower depending on how much multimedia you have, loading videos, how long your pages are, that sort of thing. However, if you have low numbers on either one of those, that's actually going to affect your ranking and also affect your conversion rate. So very important. I'm going to engage in text messages via marketing automation. Again, this is where something like Go High Level, I know HubSpot has it. Others out there have it. Go High Level has a very powerful system for automating text message replies and being that, when a lead comes in, you're the first one to respond to get them on your books. So next up, we'll talk about reputation. So, of course, you all have seen this Google Maps result. This is for someone searching like Medspas in Nashville. You can see the top result under the sponsored here is Nashville Med Spa. They have 281 reviews. The next, you have Natural Look at 59, Radiant at 42. Reviews are very important, and it's not just the massive amount. Like, you don't want to get 200 reviews in 1 month because, well, more than likely, if you do that, you're probably buying them from somewhere. And those Google's gotten very good at examining which ones are spam and can actually delist your business from there. So definitely don't do that. In an ideal world, you would add 3, 5, maybe 10 per month, depending on your volume, every month, and just have that continually happening and getting reviews from Google Business Profile. I would definitely suggest getting and requesting reviews to your Google Business Profile versus Facebook or Yelp or others. More and more Google My Business, Google Business Profile is becoming powerful, mainly for this Maps result. As I mentioned earlier, this is 44% of clicks on the homepage of Google is in this map area. So how 4 to 5 star reviews help your business? So it can improve keyword rankings on a local map pack. Now, local map pack is the previous slide we just looked at. That's what we refer to that as, local map pack. as there are multiple signals tied to each review. So the keywords you're actually using in that review can help your business return higher for those keywords. So if they say, my experience getting Botox from so-and-so was great, I haven't seen results like this before, blah, blah, blah. Those words are now going to be help Google understand that this business is going to return for Botox. Increase the number of conversions that occur when you have greater than 4-star overall rating with 5-star great reviews. Of course, this is more building that brand and that brand trust. The more reviews you have, when you have an overall rating of greater than 4 stars, that's going to help build that trust. Glowing reviews become marketing link opportunities. Perfect for emails, perfect for homepage of your website, follow-up text message campaigns. A great way to build that trust and help close deals as well. And it makes a practice appear more credible to current and potential customers. So, strategy for driving consistent reviews. You want to leverage tools to request a review after every appointment. There's lots of tools out there for this. Depending on, again, what CRM you're using, they more than likely have the ability to request a review in there. Go High Level we use definitely has that, and it's a very powerful feature. You can also give a printed review card at checkout. This is something that's very commonly overlooked in practices. I know some people might feel like it's gimmicky or too pushy. However, getting reviews can pay dividends, getting your business to rank higher. So have a printed review card right there. Your receptionist, whoever's handling the checkout, can hand it to the person and get that review. You can have a simple QR code they scan and takes them right to your Google business profile to leave that review. Also, train your employees to plant the seed and deliver a world-class experience. And ideally, they want to make a call after the appointment to walk them through the review process. And then finally, build reviews and recognition into your company. It's something that really needs to be part of a standard operating procedure with your whole team. Software alone can't do it, but having an SOP in place to tackle all of these points can get you more reviews consistently every month, get you ranking higher in that Google Map area. And then finally, in maximize conversions, we'll walk through automation. So here's the problem. 50 to 60% of inbound leads leave unconverted. 90% of web forms fail to convert. So people that visit your website, 90% of those web forms fail to convert into actual patients. So here's why. Leads that are not followed up within 15 minutes go cold. The average customer must be followed up with 5 to 7 times before booking now. And today's consumer prefers to interact via text message versus phone call or email. So if you're not implementing an automated text message system, you're definitely missing out on opportunities. So the solution, leverage marketing automation to follow up with web forms within the first 2 minutes of submission via phone, email, and text message. Depending on how many people you have in your front desk area and how much availability they have, you might skip the phone call itself and do a text message automated reply. If you have enough bandwidth for it, a phone call, very few people are doing that these days. There's a lot of value to that. Then automate the follow-up so that every prospect is touched 5+ times and able to engage via two-way text messaging. This is something to help decrease the amount of pressure that your front desk staff has on them. You can automate that through something like Go High Level to where they're getting text messages until they finally book a time that week and 2 weeks or whatever you set the frequency to be. As I mentioned with Go High Level, this is a view of the dashboard and the opportunity pipeline that we utilize. So you can see how potential patients come in, leads, whether they called in, whether they opted in, what they're interested in, and you can actually move these through the pipeline. This is a great dashboard to give your front desk or whoever's managing that for you, if you have a marketing person in-house, and they can get notifications themselves via text message or email and make sure they're following up with them instantly and getting them booked as soon as possible. Also, a very powerful dashboard for understanding how many opportunities you're getting, the pipeline value, conversion rate, some great data to utilize. And finally, if the CRM like Go High Level, you can use, of course, the lead management part and actually text message and email right through this platform so nothing gets lost. All right, I don't see any questions right now, so we'll move on to final section, optimizing results. So total spend with a marketing budget planner. For this, we put in just an annual projected revenue, $1 million for an easy number. 50% marketing budget. We suggest 15+% if you're really looking to push growth. 6 to 15% is going to be moderate growth in our experience. And then 5% or less is going to basically remain static. It's going to keep you in the marketplace. If you've practiced that's been around for a long time and you're content where you are, you don't need to invest in a lot of advertising and marketing. You can work off referrals and word of mouth. However, if you're new at practice, you're really wanting to push growth, you're wanting to expand and open more locations, 15+% is a good number to aim for. So if your total revenue is $1 million, that means 15% is going to be $150,000 for marketing budget for the year, or an average monthly budget of $12,500. There's a lot of different charts out there you can use. We have some, of course, that we can always share with you. I'm sure you can do a search online and get budget planners like this. You may already have one. But breaking it down into how you spend that budget each month between online marketing, offline marketing, and repeat business, and then the services between marketing and advertising services as well. This helps you know what to spend on SEO, pay-per-click, display retargeting, and then offline advertising as well. Definitely a powerful tool to put in place, and not only gives your team direction, you direction, but also you can hand it off to your marketing person, or if you're working with the agency, hand it off to them so they know exactly what your budget is. Average cost per lead. So right now, the average cost per lead for Medspas is between $200 to $300, which is, if you're in that range, you're doing well. For plastic surgery, average cost per lead can be as great as $1,000. Obviously, plastic surgery, the profit margins are much higher. Also, the cost is a lot higher for plastic surgery. So one lead can cover that $1,000 and then some easily. For dermatology, you're between $50 to $150 average cost per lead. It's good to have these national averages in mind and help you come up with your advertising budget, marketing budget, and gives you some data to aim for each month during your analytics meetings. And then finally, ROI. So this quote, half my advertising spend is wasted. The trouble is I don't know which half. This cracks me up because we hear this quite a bit. And this is where analytics comes into play. Again, it's one of those terms that people think of analytics. I hear a lot of agencies talking about analytics and data, and most of them don't utilize it the correct way, or it's just something to confuse people. But having good analytics in place can help you understand which advertising is actually working, which is not, which marketing services are actually working, and which is not. For that, again, this is where a CRM can come into play, because you can track all the way through the pipeline where they came in, whether it was Google AdWords, Contact Us page. You can see here in the screenshot, I actually list where they came in. And then once they become an actual patient, project's complete, your team can go back in and put how much they actually spent. So here, an AdWords patient came in, they actually spent $9,875 from a Google ad click. For this client, just guessing off the top of my head, their average cost per lead was probably around $175. So great profit margin there. Great data for them to have, and not only gives them more confidence, gives us more confidence in what we're doing, that it's actually working. As I mentioned earlier, having an analytics dashboard of some kind. Of course, you can use native dashboards like Facebook ads, Instagram ads have their own dashboard. Google Analytics is a free tool to use that you can set up to your website. It's great. We use agency analytics to combine all that data into one place for our clients. Each month, we go over these reports with them, make sure that they're matching up. We can pull and go high level right here. They also have 24/7 access to this with agency analytics, so they can log in anytime and see how their campaigns are running. Definitely something important that you have to have. If your agency isn't doing this, ask them to add this to your program, or find someone who can, or talk to us. We're happy to help with that. All right, traffic light, that means I get to get a drink of water. Hopefully everyone's doing good. I haven't seen questions come in, so I must be really clear and concise today, and I've just nailed it, which is great. So takeaways from this, what areas do you need to focus on most, and what is the lowest hanging fruit? I can tell you from most of the consultations that I'm having that there are a lot of opportunity. So in our consultations, we go through a marketing audit report. I should say that first. In this marketing audit report, we're pulling how you rank currently against your competitors in SEO, your social ranking, reviews, Google Business Profile ranking, et cetera. And when I'm looking through all these on each of our marketing audit reports, I notice there's typically a lot of opportunity in citations. That's one that most have been overlooked. Opportunity in getting those reviews and making a standardized practice every month. And then also an opportunity in SEO, especially with Google Map rankings. Over the last couple of years, that's become so powerful that Google Map ranking and having a good SEO strategy for increasing your signals is absolutely important. So those are kind of three main areas I see personally as lowest hanging fruit for most practices. So I see a question here is $1,000 per lead means surgery or just consultation? So I mean actually closing like a closed patient. So they become a patient, how much does that cost? It'd be $1,000 per lead for plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery on average. It can be less than that, of course. A lot of that is going to be determined by how much competition's in your area, how many competitors do you have close to you, how much they're spending on ads, how much they're investing in SEO. But just a rough number for national average. If you're less than that, great. You know, it seems like that's doing well then. All right, number 3, plan your focus. So one thing I suggest to all of our clients is to put a plan together. We do this for our clients, but you can also do this in-house. Of course, we know with plastic cosmetic surgery, Medspas, dermatologists, there's seasonality to all this. It's why we're seeing the trend of plastic and cosmetic surgeons adding Medspas to their practices, is to offset the seasonality. So typically wintertime is going to be the more invasive procedures, the breast dogs, facelifts, tummy tucks, etc. And then in the summertime, it's going to be less invasive procedures, Botox, fillers, more med spa treatments, minus the lasers, of course. But the two combined kind of help offset that seasonality. Well, that also affects what you're advertising, what you're marketing with like SEO, the articles you're writing each month, depending on the seasonality and where you're located. So especially if you're up north and you have really cold winters, longer winters, having a calendar in place to have a plan in place and what articles you want written, published to your site, what you want your campaigns to be. This can definitely help you plan your focus. It can increase your conversion rate. It can lower your spend because you're showing more accurate content and campaigns to your potential patients in the correct time of year. So this is kind of cheesy, but I like to ask the question of what would it mean to you to double or triple your sales in the next 12 to 24 months? It's always a good thing to keep in mind, because is it really worth growth? Is it worth that investment of 15+% of your total revenue into growing your practice? With growth, it's always potential being volatile. Sometimes it goes great and smooth from the start all the way to the end. However, typically it can be volatile times where you're testing and checking and reinvesting. But keeping, putting a plan in place and keeping in mind where you want to be in 12 to 24 months, writing that down, having that plan so you can reference it, that can help keep you on track. There's a lot of, again, this is getting outside of digital marketing, but as an agency, we just actually signed on to EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System. And this is something that's definitely helped us with. We've been doing this for a long time, and probably like a lot of you, I like to jump right in and start helping with whether it's computer programming or at one point it's TV commercials and all kinds of marketing campaigns and SEO. And however, you have to have a plan in place too. And thinking about what it would do if you were to double or triple your sales. One thing that EOS pointed out to me was, well, what would it do for your employees? Not just for me and my family, but also for employees. So just something good to keep in mind. A little abstract, but I like to ask it anyways. If you want help, you can post "Let's Talk" in the comments. Happy to help. We have a free online marketing plan review. So in this, we have analysis of online visibility. It's what I kind of discussed earlier. Have your custom keyword list, the most important search terms. We use Google Ads keyword research tool to show you search volume, keywords that are trending in your area, average cost per click, top of page bid, low page bid. Very powerful to have this keyword list. We do this for you as well. It's free in our 30-minute consultation. We'll show you the ranking report of where you rank currently and pull up your top 4 competitors and how they rank. Analysis of your online directory listings and the consistency, correct name, address, phone number. Excuse me. Analysis of online reviews and reputation. So how you're getting those reviews and the frequency. We'll also have analysis of your social presence. and analysis of the website conversion effectiveness. Also included that as that on-site SEO. So we'll go ahead and pull your page load speed, how quickly it loads, and make sure that it's working well. You can either call us 423-375-4133. You can also text us at this number and we can get you booked, or you can go to go.aestheticmarketingpartners.com/work with us. That's a really long URL. You can also just go to aestheticmarketingpartners.com and click in the upper right-hand corner to schedule a consultation with me. I can also go through, our accelerated growth model during this call. So to talk about driving leads with organic SEO, paid search, and database re-engagement or activation, maximizing that conversion with your website, reputation, and the automation. And then, of course, optimizing results, proving an ROI of average cost per lead, total spend, explain kind of how our analytics works and our monthly meetings. All that's included in that as well. Finally, you can download the Aesthetic Digital Marketing Checklist. We have this available on our website, and we can also send out a link after this. There'll be a follow-up email. This is a great tool to use if you have a marketing person in-house, if you're marketing savvy, tech savvy. There's some great suggestions on here to help you, have a do-it-yourself marketing checklist. So a great resource for you to have, free for you to have. You go to our website to get that. We'll also share it with everyone afterwards in email follow-up. So what we covered today, we hopefully help set clear goals and targets for the year, at least maybe put some ideas in your head that weren't there before, possibly realign the KPIs and tracking to achieve outcomes. Hopefully that monthly budget planner, yearly budget planner helped. It's amazing. I don't see a lot of practices doing that. So that's something that's very powerful. Hopefully helped you map out your plan for accomplishment with the budget planning, marketing channels you should use, and important trends right now, and then set you up for massive success, hopefully, in 2024 and beyond. Again, you get this free online marketing review. Just go to our website and schedule a consultation. And if that doesn't work, you can just also email me directly, sam@aestheticmarketingpartners.com. Nicole, we have any other questions? I think so here. Oh, Nicole put it in the chat as well. So we have here you can schedule a consultation here, and you can also download the checklist here. So KPI is going to be the metrics of what you want to gather, and then every business has a different KPI of what's valuable to them. So what metric they want to gather, what do they want to analyze, whether it's conversion rate, cost per lead, that sort of thing. And depending on what platform you use, that can be set up in different ways.
Yeah, can you copy and paste the links I sent in the chat? I can only post to a host.
Oh, yeah. Let me do that.
Everybody's got it.
So there is the checklist to everyone, and then also the schedule link. It's right here. Yeah, so if you're live, you should have that those two download links now in your chat. Feel free to download that digital marketing checklist or schedule a consultation, either one. Well, if there's no more questions, hopefully everyone found this helpful, whether they're watching live, listening live, or watching it in the follow-up replay. But next month, we'll have another exciting webinar coming up, and we'll dive more into the weeds as opposed to just a general overview of your plan. We'll start diving into the weeds on each one of these throughout the rest of the year and really get nerdy. So if you like getting nerdy on marketing topics, we'll have a bunch of exciting ones coming up. All right. Well, thanks everyone for your time. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to talking with you all soon. Have a good day.